VTuber bullying horrendously backfired overnight. I have never seen this before. This looks kind of interesting. Let's check it out.
By now, I'm sure that you're familiar with the fact that VTubers come in many different shapes and sizes. But even so,
that's right,
most of them are united by having one thing in common. And that's the fact that their designs are based on what an anime character would look like. This has been the norm for years now. But speaking of anime, with its many varied styles and themes, there is one recurring topic that always comes up. The fact that so many anime characters somehow end up looking exactly the same.
Well, that's obvious. I mean, the most beautiful man has been like basically the staple of like old and every single like magnificent character ever in anime forever. Like most of the time when it comes to anime design, you don't really have that many choices, honestly, because like the case is that at least when it comes to, I mean, their faces are usually always the same, and then you just have the haircut. And most of the time, I think that the hairstyles are usually always the most common ones with, at least for like in anime trope, you have the traditional like K-pop, the J-pop hairstyle, and then you have something a little bit more spiky 90s and stuff like that. And you just have, most of the time, you just have average hairstyles, at least on dudes. And the same for women. That's why most of the time, like usually whenever you see like a female character has like at least a unique different style of hairstyle, she gets like a little bit more praised or more eyes on because she's different. Most of the time with anime, the only difference you see with a female anime character is usually just the hair, like it's the hair color and the eye color, and then the outfit. Those are the two key ingredients. Oh yeah, of course, you know, like the size of the body as well.
This is sometimes passed off as inspiration. Others might argue
like they're usually exactly the same. At least Saitama is a bald guy. Most animes don't even have bald men, so thank God. I don't even know who this is. I've never watched Hunter x Hunter.
That because
that's the only big anime I've not watched.
Simple, it's inevitable that you'd have two characters kind of looking the same. Regardless what the reason might be, people notice these things very quickly. And seeing that VTubing has absolutely exploded since 2018, going from having 1,000 active VTubers to 10,000.
I think I kind of a head shape, eye shape, eyebrow, glasses, hairstyle, color. Most of the time it's always copy paste and just like small changes and barely ever any changes. It doesn't really work. That girl was so wrong. Yeah. It also doesn't help that half of the time it's the same artist doing it. Oh, you mean VTubers, or you mean in Japan when it comes to anime? Most of the time it's not even the same artist doing it in Japan. Like most of in Japan, like you have the artists are very varied and a lot of the people are different. But the thing is that they are following the same key points. So it's always the same shit.
By January 2020.
And one thing I think is very nice for me is that I don't even know what people think I look like. Do I look like another VTuber? Maybe I have a better case because I'm like a male VTuber, right? Maybe I have a better case because my model doesn't really, I don't know. There's not that many to go against, but at the same time there are a lot of male VTubers out there. Anytime I get compared, everybody says doesn't even compare me, which I'm glad for, because I think most VTubers get annoyed by being compared. But every time somebody says something, they're like, oh my god, you look like what was it, what's her name again? Oh my god, dude, I do. Who do I look like again? I know the name. I just forgot about it. I'll come back to it later. Holy shit.
Reaching over 50,000 active VTubers live streaming on both Twitch and YouTube in 2023.
Thank you, Fillion. Yes. Everybody's like, oh, you look like Fillion's brother. Oh my god. The weirdest one. Oh my god, you should date Fillion. It's like, what the fuck? Why? Just because of the hair, like the style of hair, which is kind of like funny, because like if you say also people use the same kind of artist, my model does not really have that much similarities to my other VTuber brothers and sisters at all. We're pretty different, but that's also because whenever I worked with a VTuber VTuber Papa, I was very specific with things, and I changed a lot of things he was gonna do. So if I let him do what he usually does, right, which is basically what you should do when you commission things. You should be directing on giving guidance on what direction you want to go to. But I would let him do whatever he's gonna do. I would look a lot like my siblings in many ways, or at least some of them. Like, I don't think every sibling looks the same, but you can see some similarities. But at the same time, I would probably be very identical. And that's the issue we'll run into if you leave the stage, like leave everything open for the artist himself. If they're going to do the same norm, they're just going to do that art style, that type, with just new hair color, you know? It's usually never that much different. The closest is maybe Fanta. Not even close at all.
Meant that just like anime, you'd start seeing the inevitable rise of
VTubers, but he might be the closest, but not even close at all.
These comparisons would start being a common occurrence and would create drama more often than once. But here's the thing, no matter how...
When's Addy going to do a backflip and break his head setup? I always wanted to do a backflip. That's always why I ask people to do backflip for me. Like, that's why when people say, what can I do for this? I'm like, do a backflip. Because I can't fucking do a backflip. But Phillian does backflip like crazy.
These comparisons would start being a common occurrence and would create drama more often than once. But here's the thing. No matter how big you are as a VTuber, no matter how much influence you have in the community, if you publicly call out someone for plagiarizing your design, for copying you, without having very concrete proof, then you will always receive heavy backlash.
Yeah,
More recently, we saw this happen with the apocalyptic Cinder drama, where she actively sought to sabotage another VTuber because she blamed her for copying both her design and personality when she literally started VTubing before her. It was ridiculous. But even though we had this incident and many others before it take place very similarly, it didn't stop this VTuber from doing the same exact thing. Bullying a smaller artist publicly for ridiculous claims of plagiarism, and within just the span of 24 hours losing all credibility in the community, to then eventually coming up with one of the worst apologies you can imagine.
Love that every time we gotta have this discussion, it's on Twitter. It's always on Twitter, man. All VTuber drama, it's all on Twitter, man. We're not gonna see it anywhere else.
Imagine. Guys, it's been a while since we spoke about stupid VTuber drama, but seeing how this made me roll my eyes multiple times as I was seeing it unfold, I thought we had to talk about it. So without further ado, let's do this. We all love looking at anime girl thighs, but how come no one is asking a very important question? Like, for example, what is their nutritional value? Well, I'll tell you, less than 1 carbohydrate, 0 sugar, and a way healthier and cheaper alternative to other piss-flavored energy drinks. Yes, that's right, I'm talking about Gamer Subs. They literally have an anime girl thigh flavor. And if you use the code Mujin at checkout, you get 10% off your entire order. But don't worry, I know what you might be thinking. Mujin, I would love to taste anime girl thighs, but I have no idea if I'll like it. Well, here's the deal.
I don't know about that.
Free flavor samples to your cart. Now, usually you'd only have to pay for shipping.
I love that.
If you use the code Mujin, then Gamer Subs will literally pay for your shipping. You'd be paying nothing. Yes, there are actually no strings attached. I didn't even have to convince Gamer Subs to do this. They just did it because they felt sorry for me because I live in France. Every time you use my code, not only are you supporting me directly, but you increase the chance of us getting our own
I've never tried
flavor.
any of these things.
The link will be in the pinned comment. Let's get back to the video. All right, so here's the deal.
You
ask any VTuber what the lifeblood of this industry is, and they'll probably reply with artists, because it's the truth.
Why is every streamer and VTuber promoting specific energy drink? Because like, I've had like probably like 10 business emails about this different energy drink. They all get it. And it's like a simple sponsorship that you do where you just have a code and you have it forever and you get like commission price. It's like, in the end of the day, like streamers and content creators have to eat, right? So they need money, and it's a simple thing. And a lot of viewers tends to actually drink these things. They usually drink these things and buy them. So why not drink and buy them? Why not buy them using a code that will benefit the content creator you like to watch? So most of the time, people tend to just grab them because it's like a simple sponsorship to have on the side always.
VTuber's entire identity and brand, I mean, their entire design is reliant fully on artists. But the harsh reality is that getting a VTuber model made from start to finish is quite the costly endeavor.
What is this website? Where has this been? I'm glad, like, is it so much easier now to get a VTuber model? Oh my God.
Because depending on the complexity and the artist you're hiring, it can easily cost thousands of dollars and take months, sometimes over a year, to be made. But seeing that there's so many people that want to become VTubers, this harsh reality ended up creating some unique solutions like pre-made models. These, for example, are all ready to use and their price is very affordable. The only caveat is that anyone can buy this and use it. You're not the exclusive owner. And similarly to this creative solution of pre-made models, another unique idea popped up: adoption. It involves someone posting a concept of a VTuber that they created while asking for a particular price for it, or saying you can offer the price that you think is right. This adoption method can have many different upsides. Some people don't like to conceptualize something from scratch and would rather use something really cool by another artist. This also would allow you to finish the concepting step and maybe save up money for the next steps without any pressure, without any time constraints. In fact, this concept that we just saw was drawn by Utainsy. She regularly posts different VTuber concepts and will put them up for adoption. Now on August 30th, Utainsy would do what she always does. She would post two different concepts, with the first one being a purple themed girl wearing alt clothing, and the second one being this demon girl. Up until this point, this was just another day for Utainsy doing what she's always done. But that would of course be until it caught Melly's attention, a sizable artist and VTuber in the community. The next day, she would quote tweet Utainsy's post and say, "Hey, that kind of looks like ... very directly implying that the Red Demon Girl concept of Utainsy was a direct copy of her model, that she was being plagiarized. Now, what I like about this is that we're still at the beginning of this incident, right?
Okay.
And the replies on this post already don't want anything to do with it.
Do not start this. Oh my fucking, I'm so tired of seeing people accuse artists of stealing design. Can we please stop doing this? I think all people have lost their mind and are tired of this
Most
bullshit.
liked reply is, "Do not start this. Oh my fucking God, I am so tired of seeing people accuse artists of stealing designs. Can we please stop doing this?" Or this guy saying, "Delete this shit. Your concept and design is generic as fuck, and there's a plethora of artists that could follow your same logic and accuse you of stealing their design." But even though this was the community sentiment, Melly decided to double down.
Oh no.
Quote tweeting Utainsy's post again and saying, "Of course I don't own the concept of Red Demon Girl.
They don't look alike.
It's so on the nose, I can't turn away. The colors are similar, the pigtails, the broken horn on the exact side, the earrings, the torn wings, mismatched leggings, ribbons on the sleeves, the shoes. I'm just a bit sad." All right, so look, Melly was saying
red and black, the most basic combination ever. What are you talking about? Wait, what? Huh?
this was very on the nose.
They don't even
everything
look
from the
alike at
smallest
all.
minute details were copying her directly. So to make things easier for you, I put both designs side by side. Mel claims that the wings are meant to be a copy of hers when they look literally nothing alike. She also claims that the colors are exactly the same when they're literally not. They're completely different. One is more on the pink side, one is more on the red side. She then goes on to say that the earrings are exactly the same when that could not be further from the truth.
Jesus.
The mismatched leggings are the same when, again, that could not be further from the reality. And my personal favorite, the broken horn on the exact side. Can someone please help me understand how this chipped horn is anything similar to this completely fucked up, torn out horn on the side of her head?
This is what you get whenever you create a baseline of people only getting attraction from creating hate. Like, this is happening so much in this space. It's crazy. It's all lies and it's all just trying to find the smallest thing to create some drama out of. And this is what you end up getting, like more and more ridiculous claims. And at the end of it, you'll just sit here with a scenario that doesn't even make sense.
I'm missing something here. The good news is, no, I'm not delusional, because guess what? She got raised.
Everybody that do these kind of things, that do like any drama related stuff, wants attention. If you actually are mad or have drama with somebody, you either do it private or you block them or you ignore them. I don't know. You don't if you're posting it on Twitter, you're trying to get attention to yourself because you don't have anything else that can give you attention. That's pretty much it.
She showed more than once on this post, with this illustrator saying, "This behavior needs to stop. As a character designer, I can confidently say they look nothing alike aside from the red theme and broken horn. Mean girl behavior is ruining the space. Why don't you just make friends with people with similar designs?" You know, that's a very good point. If she quote tweeted this design and said something along the lines of, "Oh my god, demon girls with horns, like we look so cool," or whatever, that would have gotten so much positive traction. Instead, she's getting ratioed. Another person who ratioed her said, "I'm gonna be honest here, fam, but aside from the hair and color palette, it's not that similar to be made into a call-out post." People were not having it, okay? These similarities that she was talking about, they just weren't there. What people were seeing, though, is a bigger creator calling out a smaller creator, sending harassment their way over something that couldn't be further from the truth. If she's claiming that this design is plagiarizing her, then she should also call out Iron Mouse's 2023 design, because she also has mismatched leggings, earrings, wings, and longer pigtails. I mean, the only thing missing is what? The red color and a broken horn. But even though she was definitely reaching with that public call out, it still made Utainsy feel forced to make a public statement about it. So she quote tweeted what Melly had said about her and said, "I just want to share what inspired me. And I'm sorry if it turned out we were inspired by something similar. I adjusted some of the details you mentioned because creating original characters is very important to me. I hope you understand." So because of this, she was actually forced to publicly show the references that she used to come up with this concept. She also felt forced to change the concept itself and even apologized by saying, "I'm sorry if it turned out we were inspired by something similar." This post ended up getting a lot of interaction, with many people in the replies telling Utainsy to please not apologize because she did nothing wrong. She then replied to her post and said, "It makes me sad since this could have been resolved in DMs.
Everything could have resolved. Every single of these things could have been resolved in DMs. It's always like this. It is only attention-seeking bitches. That's all you have there."
I made a post about this recently. I hadn't seen their design and it's unfortunate this happened. Linking a post she had made just a couple of weeks ago saying, "Fun fact, there are millions of artists who design characters and sometimes two people can create almost identical designs without ever seeing each other's work. The world is big and ideas often overlap, so it is nice to remember this before thinking someone copied someone." It was now evident Utainsy had done nothing wrong, and she also seemed like a very reasonable person. This could have been very easily solved privately, but instead it was made public in an attempt to discredit her. So seeing how this was made public and how much traction this post had gotten, the next tweet that Melly would make would be, "What the hell did I wake up to?"
Wow.
She had called out Utainsy, tried to discredit her publicly, was completely in the wrong, went to sleep, and then woke up to immense backlash. Many of the replies say, "You just woke up to the consequences of your actions," but that didn't mean in any way that it wasn't still salvageable. By this point, she could have still recovered everything if she just apologized. It could have ended right here. So did she actually take a step back, take accountability, and avoid any more needless drama? Of course not. This is VTuber drama. It never ends on a good note. She decided to triple down and would make this very stupid tweet saying, "Never have I said I own the concept of a red demon girl with pigtails. What the frig? The similarities to my own design merely made me baffled and saddened because no matter how different it was adjusted, it very much felt the same. I won't be gaslit into thinking anything else." Of course, there's no such thing as a good VTuber drama without community notes, and that's exactly what ended up happening on this post. The note said, "Melly claims that Utainsy made her design too similar to her, when the wings, boots, bottoms, shirt, skin, horns, and no marks on the skin are so different. Utainsy provided inspiration in her drawing that doesn't even involve Melly." Linking the post we already saw of Utainsy showing her references. Now look, I know what you're thinking. This audio looks really bad. But at this point, Melly is just a gift that keeps on giving, because look at this catastrophic reply to this post. Also, I hate the whole "it should have been kept private" because I don't know this person. I don't want to know this person. They made me feel uncomfy. I don't want to message them, period.
Oh my God. Oh my God. They made you feel uncomfortable? They don't even know who the fuck you are. How? What is wrong with you, man? What the hell is wrong with you? Such a childish mindset, dude. Like I said, she's just stupid. They're all dumb. This is crazy. I said peace.
I said my piece and will continue to be the red demon with pigtails. I mean, at this point, what?
This is like the Cinder apology in a way. Like you're just being so dumb. Oh my God, I can't believe this. I mean, at some point you gotta at least, like, some people are just have such a big ego that they can't actually sit down and think to themselves, well, I fucked up and I'm being a jackass and I'm being absolutely an idiot. I should have not done that. I'm so sorry. I'm literally just doing this for attention because nobody's giving me attention otherwise. So I apologize and then move on. But now she gotta sit there and pretend like, oh my God. Oh my God. I'm uncomfortable. I'm feeling uncomfortable.
What the hell can I say, man? This has over 380 replies with over 200 quote tweets. This reply by Kenny sums it up. Talk to someone like an adult? Thumbs down. Call them out publicly and they get harassed? Thumbs up. It's like, dude, Utainsy literally has open DMs. There should absolutely be zero excuse for someone like Melly to make a call-out post like this without even attempting to message Utainsy, because that's just the definition of being malicious. Why else would you call out a smaller creator like this in front of your community? By this point, it was painfully obvious to just about everyone that this person cannot be reasoned with. They were just that delusional. But then something unexpected happened. Melly would completely disappear, not posting anything else on her socials ever since that catastrophic reply on August 31st. And that silence would last for over a week. We'd only hear back from her on September 8th, 2025, when she would post this statement.
Oh my
People
God,
were hoping
bro.
that this was going to be an apology after a long break where she realized that she was in the wrong. What they got instead was, well, let's read this. In the early morning of September 1st, I nearly made an irreversible decision on my life. I've since been recovering and surrounding myself with friends and loved ones who are helping keeping me company. I got a glimpse of a few messages I got from friends online and want to thank you so much for reaching out. I'm sorry I couldn't respond, but I hope I'm able to in the coming—
I gotta end stream after this, man. This is so stupid. It's draining all of my energy. Dude, how much ego do you need to have to be such a fucking dickhead? Jesus Christ.
Days as I slowly regained the strength to do so. I 100% should have dealt with things privately, or at the very least ignored and moved on, but that just wasn't the case.
Attention hogging to the maximum.
Unless asked to be taken down, so people can get the context if needed. I love the Vtuber art community so much, but to feel the sheer cruelty the community can carry left me wanting to step away from engaging in it. So to protect my health, my friend will be stepping in for me and going through my messages and blocking—
I hate whenever people they're using, oh my God, my mental health. Oh my God, I'm feeling so bad. I'm feeling some drown. I have so much attention on me because I was being an asshole on the internet. Oh Lord. Oh my God. Dude, this is the only defense. You can't apologize or acknowledge what you're doing, but you'd rather be saying like, oh my God, my mental health. And I'm damaged and I was taking time to stay with friends and family. Like you were attacked or you were the one damaged or you were someone doing something horrible to you. This is like a stupid thing you brought onto yourself. Like, I don't know. Nobody tweeted that for you. You tweeted that.
those who took things too far or were cruel to an unimaginable degree. They will also be managing my Twitter till the foreseeable future, so if there are any business inquiries, etc., they will still be passed along to me, just sifted through by my friend. Thank you to those who waited for me. I've got a lot more art and silly things to share in the world still. So look, I think it goes without saying, I would never want to see someone leave this planet over drama online, especially VTuber drama. It should never get to that point. With that being said though, this post does come off as Melly trying her hardest to appear like the victim here. When in reality, this entire thing occurred because she felt the need to call out a smaller artist publicly, attempting to discredit them and sending harassment their way over something that could not be further from the truth. The closest thing to an apology that we got was her saying, I 100% should have dealt with things privately, or at the very least ignored and moved on, but that just wasn't the case. This made many people feel like she was not even attempting to take accountability here, still doubling down on the fact that Utainsy did actually copy her design, when it was already proven that it wasn't. What happened to Melly was exactly what she was hoping to inflict on Utainsy. This directly affected her credibility and ruined her reputation pretty much in a day. Utainsy, on the other hand, didn't even comment on this statement that Melly had made, instead choosing to continue drawing designs drama-free and being able to sell, well, most of them from what it seems like. Ultimately, I don't wish Melly any harm, but I hope with this situation and the many others before it, people stop creating such dumb public callouts without thinking of the consequences and the fact that they'd have to face accountability.
That's never happening, man. That's never happening. That space, I'm gonna be real, that space on Twitter, it's gonna be cursed for the rest of its existence. It's not happening. They're always gonna be like that. It doesn't really matter if they're like bigger creators stop doing it, because you'll always have like smaller creators or new creators or people that aren't even creators but are like V-tweeters that will do it for them, and they will represent the community in that way. There will always be people like this. That's why I don't use Twitter anymore. That's why people stop using social media, because like this is how all you're seeing is all this bullshit. I'm gonna give a shit about this, man. That's what happened to me, and I just crashed out in the comments because of it. Yeah, I wouldn't even put the energy in crashing out in the comments. Like, not at all. It's not about that. She puts herself up for a gamble. That's for that sweet internet points. Exactly. Holy shit.
Anyway,
she tried to hurt someone else for sweet internet points, but then this got attacked herself, and then, you know, she's just milking it as well, best as she can.
Thank you so much for watching until the end. I respect the game, at least. You guys. Expect a lot of videos coming up soon. Make sure to use the code Mujin on Gamersubs and join my Discord, because we have a lot of cool things.
Yeah, W video Mujin. I had no idea about this scenario. I'm glad that Mujin will at least tell me about like stupid Twitter drama. W video, she knew how to play it as long as she possibly could. Yeah, I guess so. And that's what she'd do. I know if you want to play the game of being an asshole, you know, like if you want to play that game, right? You do it for the love of the game, right? And you play the ball all the way. You want to play ball, play the ball all the way to the goal, and go ahead and see how it goes. You play to win. Exactly. So that's what she did. But yeah, I think this is just dumb, man. I mean, like, I feel like this was just stupid in itself. So I don't know what she's gonna do. And like, this is like, I feel like in some ways you see cases where you can kind of see somebody redeem themselves, but here it's just a lost cause. It's just over. There's nothing going on, but we'll see what happens. I guess I honestly think this is the last time we're gonna hear about this person. I think most of her credibility is just gone there, just for being an asshole like that. But you tell me down below what you think. Like the video if you enjoyed, sub to the channel if you watch more, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Have a good one, all. Peace.